Chizuk from the Parsha, Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Viחי, Shabbos Chazak. In this week's Parsha we see that after the burial of Yaakov Avinu in Yisrael, all the 12 Shvutim came back to Mitzrayim, and they were all scared that after Yaakov passed away, that Yosef HaTzadik is now going to have revenge for all these years that he was in jail, and he was in Egypt, and they sold him for a slave, and they threw him into the pit. And they said to Yosef, you know, if your father Yaakov Avinu told us before he passed away, and of course Rashi says they were meshane because of, they didn't say the truth, but for Darkei Shulam you're allowed to. But anyways, why they got scared suddenly? Rashi says, because Yosef made a stop on the way back. He made a stop at the pit, at the bar where they threw him in. And the day that Yosef came to see how they are doing at the request of Yaakov Avinu. And Yosef HaTzadik stopped over there by the pit. When the Shvutim saw it, they thought, oh, we thought he forgot the trauma. He became now a secondary to the king, Mishter HaMelech. Now we see that he goes back to the pit. Obviously he didn't forget. That's a sign that maybe he's going to revenge for all these years. But the question is, why did Yosef go back to the pit? Why? What's the point? Didn't he know that it's going to make his brothers more suspicious? Meforshim are telling us, yes, Yosef HaTzadik knew. The point is as follows. Yosef HaTzadik knew, we're going back to Mitzrayim, we're starting Gulas. The Gulas exile. All this Shibit Mitzrayim, the years that Yidden are going to be, 210 years of Mitzrayim, is going to start now. And Yosef knew it's going to be very difficult to survive this 210 years for the Yidden. So Yosef HaTzadik special went to that pit, and he spoke to himself, look, I was in such a matzav, they threw me in here, and the Chazal tell us that he was sobbing and crying there, couldn't see a way out, with snakes and scorpions, completely alone, abandoned. Look what happened. He gave up on it. He was like, hey, look what happened to me now. The only way to survive in Golus is to know. So many times in our lives we go through difficult times and we see no end. We don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. And suddenly you see a Yeshua. This is why Yosef HaTzadik went and stopped there. Before we're going into the Golus, let's take Chizuk from this. And this is exactly why Yaakov Avinu gave for Yosef. As it says in Pasuk, in Memches Pasuk of Beis, Vaninu Sate Lechu Shechem, I give you the city of Shechem. Why did Yaakov give him Shechem? Shechem is the place where Yosef HaTzadik, all the trouble from Yosef HaTzadik started. This is where he came to meet his brothers, Vayovo Shechemu, as you see in Parshas Vayeshev. This is where it started. Now Yaakov Avinu gives him Shechem. Yes. Dafke gave him Shechem. This is the place where your trouble started. This is the place where they sold you slaves. Then you landed up in the house of Potiphar. And then you landed up in jail for 12 years. In so many trouble and sorrows that you had. And you came out so strong, you became Mishter HaMelech. That's why I'm giving you Shechem. In our lifetime, so many of us, every one of us, has his own Shechem, his own pit, his own matzav, his own situation that he doesn't see in the light in the end of the tunnel. And suddenly he sees a Yeshua. So take this week's Parsha and look at the Shechem Achad Alachechel. And look at the way Yosef came back to Mitzrayim. He stopped at the pit. This is where my trouble started. But look how beautiful I came out from it. Take Chizuk from this and believe that Hashem will give you redemption from every single situation in your lifetime. Chazak, Chazak, V'nis Chazak, Agit Shabbos.